Hey everyone, we are back, and today we wanted to talk about kind of our educational backgrounds and kind of how we got to work at Pine and River Aesthetics. So my background, I went to Washington Baptist University for college. I double majored in chemistry and biology, so that is kind of a scientific heavy background, and so that really allows me to have kind of a good fundamental understanding of the treatments on like the biological levels. So when we talk about, like extracellular matrix or collagen and elastin, cell turnover, things like that, I really do understand them because I do have an education in this. And then after Washita, that's kind of when I started to work on the eye care side at McFarland Eye Care while I was getting my master's in public health at UAMS. And so my concentration was in epidemiology, which is the study of diseases on populations. And so that allows me to not only communicate effectively with patients, because a big part of public health is kind of gearing new information towards, the public space. And so that allows me to have really, informed and good conversations with patients to explain some of these treatments, some of the downsides, what's going on when we treat your skin. And then also it helps with that you read a lot of clinical studies. So when we talk about our products are clinically backed or there's a new treatment out here and here's a study on it, I know how to read a study and determine sometimes, it's not always good. So sometimes you do really need to empirically look at data and stuff like that. So my background is kind of unique in aesthetics. I feel like a lot of people would not have the same education that I have, but it kind of turned out great because it allows me to communicate with patients in a manner that's effective. And then I also understand the scientific side. So I'm kind of really grateful for my unique way of getting here.
Yeah. I feel like you also have a good, unique understanding of the ingredients in the products, just with your backgrounds too. But yeah, I think the most valuable tool you have is just knowing that research data and knowing how to look at a study and understanding studies and why that's important. And I think that's one thing that sets us apart here.
Yeah, especially in aesthetics when we talk about there's a new treatment every day and somebody said it worked, so it must work. Well, Liz and I both know that is not always the case. And just because one study says something is true does not mean that that should be taken as the whole complete truth. So we really do try very hard to go with the data and not just hear one thing and go with it. Just because the maker of a product says it's going to be the greatest thing on earth doesn't mean that it is. So Liz and I always try our best to kind of get to the kernel of truth that's at the center. So that way we're not giving you guys treatments that aren't great or won't give you the results you want. Yeah, especially safety. Obviously, safety is way more important than does the treatment work or not. We're not going to do anything that's dangerous to you guys.
So I think Keller's background is really helpful for me, but just a little bit about me. So obviously I'm a nurse practitioner, but before that I went to Arkansas Tech and got my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing and also graduated as an RN. So I did primarily med-surg floors, so I got basically a whole gambit of all medical conditions that you can think of. We pretty much see on a med-surg floor. So I did that for about 4 years while I was going back to school. Shortly after I graduated, I started working here at McFarland Eye Care with Dr. Wilkes in surgery, and so I got to see a lot of the surgical aspect of his practice, doing a lot of blepharoplasties and forehead lifts and things like that, and slowly eased my way into part of his practice as well as part of Pine and River. Throughout those years, I've been here under the McFarland Eye Care umbrella for about 3 years, almost 4 actually. But I've done trainings in that time. I've trained under Dr. Wilkes and just kind of done a ton of on-the-job training as well as continuing education regarding aesthetics. So it's been a long journey, but I'm happy to be doing this full time now. And so basically what I do is I handle a lot of post-op patients for Dr. Wilkes. So I still get that more medical side of things. And then the rest of the time I'm in Pine and River. So it's a fun little mix.
While we're on the topic of our favorite thing, us, we wanted to talk about some products that we really like And so we've kind of gotten two of our exfoliants here. And so these are mainly physical exfoliation. So that's going to be like kind of the movement on the skin that gets those dead skin cells off. They also have some chemical exfoliants in it, especially this one. So anytime you see something that says like AHA, like sunburn risk, that's going to be like a chemical exfoliant. So that's why you want to be careful in the sun after you use some of these products. I don't believe the polish has that in it, so it's mainly just a physical exfoliator. So Liz's favorite is the polish, so I'll let her talk about that.
Yeah, so this is Zio's exfoliating polish. I like it because it pretty much works for anyone. It's pretty gentle, but it does a real good job of getting the dead skin cells off. I will tell you, when I'm seeing patients, I can look at you and I can say, do you ever exfoliate? And the answer is usually no, because you can tell. I mean, exfoliating will change your skin, and I don't mean that in a rude way. It kind of sounded rude, but I'm just saying, like, you can tell. You can look at somebody, not anybody, but I can look at somebody and say, exfoliating would change your life.
Yeah.
And usually it's this product.
I also think that the polish smells so good.
It does.
It smells very clean and very fresh. I can't describe the smell, but it smells good.
Yeah, it's not like a fragrance smell.
No.
It's just like I don't know. It's unique.
It's like a baseline smell that just smells good. But it's not fragrance. It's not like clean linen or aquatic waters or anything like that. But it smells nice and fresh.
Yeah. So I tell people to kind of start using this a couple times a week. And some people will be able to use it every day because it's that gentle. But I use mine about 3 times a week.
Yeah. One thing is, though, do not get water in the container. It will kind of dissolve some of the little crystals. So just be careful about that. But other than that, it's pretty simple to use. What I have here is the dual action scrub. So it is another exfoliator. I like it because I go to the gym. I work out a lot, so my skin gets kind of oily, dirty. I also have acne sometimes. So this is really good for that. You do want to be careful because it is pretty aggressive. So I do not use this every day. I probably would not recommend that. But it is really good at kind of knocking out those breakouts. And you can also use this on shoulders and back, which is a lot of people love it for body as well, because the skin on your shoulders and back is thicker anyway. So it's not really going to cause any sensitivity or anything like that. So I do use this for my back and shoulders as well, and I really like it.
Yeah, I love that I use that on my body too, the dual action. I love it for body, for anybody, body acne, something called keratosis pilaris, which is like, some people call it chicken skin. It's these little tiny bumps that you get on the back of your arms or legs. I have that, so I use that on there, and it's the only thing that's ever helped it, so I love it. Yeah. But we want to give one of these away for you guys for watching our video. So if you will comment down below, exfoliate, we're going to be giving an exfoliating polish away. So leave your comments below.
Yeah, if you wanted to try it, now's your time. So go ahead.